Katakuri's design is probably my favorite design of any character from this arc of One Piece. Like, bro, that's such a good design. Like, that character has such a good design. Like, emphasis on good. Like, a very fucking good design. The character straight up looks like he's out of a post-apocalyptic series. He looks like Guts. He looks like freaking Zoro. He just has, like, these different characters, like, fused into one the way his design looks. And I'm like, yo, he looks like a fucking badass. Just, I love the tattoos. I love the way the fucking scarf is around. It just, his character design looks fabulous. And I want more of the character. Like, Oda, seriously, give me more of this character. Like, Katakuri looks fucking badass. Like, please. Like, I know you're hyping him up now because of the bounty and stuff, which, holy hell, that's pretty high fucking bounty. It is, but besides the bounty, just the design in general, just, I'm a fan of the design. I want more of the character, because it's such a good design. I'm willing to bet you, if Oda's willing to put in all of that work with that character design, there is no way he's going to just let this character be a waste of potential. There's just no way. This character's probably going to be very important, also because of his ability as well, which I'll talk about in a moment, but the character design, it's just so good. It would be such a waste not to use this character a lot, even after this arc, just because of how good it looks. So with that being said, though, before I get into, Katakuri's, abilities, to, observation Haki, and all of that, I want to talk about, the cover page of this chapter of One Piece. So that cover page, that fan request, a very sweet cover page. And I don't normally talk about cover pages, I don't, but I feel like I need to talk about that cover page because it's such a sweet cover page, and it has, like, a really good vibe going on with it, and I love what Oda did and how the fan requested this certain picture and kind of what it means. If you analyze Crocodile being in the rain and then, helping out an animal, that's a very sweet cover, because as we know, Crocodile's Devil Fruit ability, its weakness is water, like any type of liquid, and so, obviously, being in the rain, that actually is negative towards Crocodile, and him helping out an animal and all that, while he's, being affected by the weather, I'm like, that's just a very sweet cover. Like, Oda, that is a really nice cover. Even though it's a fan request and all that, I really want to emphasize how much I love that cover of this chapter of One Piece, and like I said, I don't normally comment on that, but it's something that really needs to be acknowledged because of how good it was, and how it just goes with Crocodile's character, and how this man, like I said, his weakness is water, and this man standing in the middle of the rain, just helping out an animal, keeping it dry, just sweet. It's such a sweet little vibe to the chapter, just to start the chapter off. So with that being said, though, let's talk about Katakuri's, observation Haki. So, the man could see slightly into the future. Most likely a couple seconds, maybe a minute. We don't actually have the full time frame of how far he can see into the future. But this reveals quite a bit about Haki's limits, or what Haki is actually capable of. Now, there's been a lot of theories over the years, and I have personally seen it. It's been presented to me a lot, so I'm not going to take credit for it, because it's just been said to me constantly in the comments. Many have mentioned about, a possibility of Shanks being able to manipulate time, and even in the games, I think Shanks has the ability to, manipulate time. It was like the recent One Piece game or whatever. I haven't personally played it, so I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but it's been theorized that Shanks can manipulate time in some way, or time travel, or he's able to, like, jump through time or whatever. It's been talked about extensively in the past by many all over the internet, so obviously this might not be your first time actually hearing about this possible theory. However, though, this reveal with Katakuri's ability of observation Haki to slightly see into the future, this pretty much confirms that if you're able to increase your limits with Haki and really use it well, you can display some abnormal abilities with Haki, for instance, seeing into the future. And if that's kind of like another step to Haki, then what's to say someone like, Shanks, which has some insane Haki, the man split the fucking sky. Like, this man's very presence was cracking Whitebeard ship, okay? The man's presence, it was insane, the man's Haki. His Conqueror Haki and all that, it was just crazy. So when you think about it like that, if someone like Big Mom's, actual son is already displaying this level of Haki, imagine someone that's an emperor, someone that is of Shanks' level, which is such a mystery. So him having the possibility of time manipulation, it makes sense now. It makes way more sense now because of how Oda revealed this in this chapter. And let me kind of go through the theory, what, people have, theorized in the past. So many people have said that there is a possibility the reason why Shanks has time manipulation, why it makes sense, is because in the past, in the Whitebeard War, when Kaido got stopped by Shanks' crew, like, he intervened, got in front of Kaido to stop him from, interfering with what Whitebeard was doing, Shanks somehow managed to actually make it to the war and stop the war, even though he should have been way off, far in the distance, dealing with Kaido. And it was even mentioned in the war, how the fuck did Shanks get here? Like, how did he get here in time? Like, he should have been way far off. Like, how did he manage to make it to this place to stop the war, even intervene in the first place? And many have speculated and theorized that he might have used some form of time manipulation to do that, and honestly, I've been on the fence about this for a long time now, because it's just been mentioned constantly over the years. But now seeing this right here, with finding out that Observation Haki can actually see through time or whatever, it makes sense that could have happened. Shanks could probably display something like that. It makes me kind of curious now what Conqueror's Haki can do. I mean, think about it, okay? If, Observation Haki can do something like that, how could Conqueror's Haki be different? Like, what would be different about that? I mean, besides splitting the fucking sky, like, holy shit. But besides that, just what type of difference would, like, regular Conqueror's Haki be to something that's really been mastered? That I'm really curious about. So besides that, I really like the personality of Katakuri. I like how he just, is talking about how this dude was going to do what he was going to do, and when he flicks a jelly bean at this man and kills the man, I'm like, yo, like, this man just killed a man with a jelly bean, like, what the fuck? Like, this man just killed a man with a jelly bean. So I'm assuming that his devil fruit ability has something to do with jelly beans, because for him to display that skill, I'm assuming that might be something, that's pertain to his abilities. And I mean, also, it was displayed that it was some form of gunshot. It was as loud as a gunshot. So for the man to be able to shoot a jelly bean that fast, holy fuck, like, dangerous. Dangerous, man. Like, that man is dangerous. That's not even, looking at his bounty. Like, that man's bounty. Insane. Okay, so besides that, let's talk about Jinbe. So Jinbe, it is revealed that Jinbe is willing to be a martyr. He's willing to die and be a shield for his captain. And it's pretty much officially revealed. Like, we already knew and all that. Like, it was common sense by now. I mean, if you've been following One Piece, you're already aware of it. But Jinbe point blank states in this chapter, like, he's pretty much officially already a part of the Straw Hat crew. Luffy's already officially his captain, and so he's willing to lay down his life for his captain. Pretty much Jinbe putting a lot of death flags on himself throughout the entirety of this chapter. When he is talking, I'm like, Jinbe, just shut the fuck up. You're adding too many death flags onto yourself. Like, seriously, we don't need you dying. But, Jinbe, he starts talking about the will. Like, Big Mom's will that she displayed to Jinbe, and we were kind of assuming what was going on. What did Jinbe give up? How much life did he give up? How much of his lifespan? And it's revealed that the numbers on the will did not represent years, it represented people. So, where it said 10, 100, 1,000? Well, that actually represented how many people. So, hypothetically, just like I said, hypothetically, let's say for some reason Whitebeard and Whitebeard's crew was, leaving Big Mom's island or whatever, and Big Mom somehow was able to keep, Whitebeard there, all of Whitebeard's crew members would be in danger, because if he accidentally hit, let's say, 1,000, all of their lives would be gone. So that's just crazy when you think about it. So Big Mom's personality, once again showing why many fear her, but also why many probably don't love her as much as they should, which is displayed once again a part of Jinbe's crew when, one of, Big Mom's daughters just often leaves and doesn't really even care or think twice about just leaving Big Mom behind, and knowing that, Big Mom's about to get assassinated or a plan to get assassinated. It just shows you once again that Big Mom's relationship with her kids or everyone on the island is very negative. They're mainly sticking close to her because of out of fear. They're not really loving her. They're just near her because they fear for their fucking lives. And if they try to leave, obviously they would die. So, once again, more problems with Big Mom's personality is showing and how she operates, and this is why many are probably happy when they finally get to leave and they don't think twice about leaving Big Mom because of how she acts and treats others. And so I like that display. I really like how we get to see this other problem with Big Mom and how she just shows that she's not willing to let anything go. She's willing to take more, a lot of interest if you decide to leave. Like, you leave, she's going to take 1,000 plus lives or whatever, 110. I mean, at the minimum, 10 lives. That's insane. 10 fucking lives she'll take from you. That is just that's crazy. Like, seriously. It's one thing one man making his decision to, leave the crew, but another is to where you have to take, another 9 people's lives just because you don't want someone to leave. It just shows you once again how Big Mom operates and how people fear her a lot and why they don't want to leave her, but also why they keep secrets too, because they don't want Big Mom killing them and taking it out on everyone a part of their crew or whoever they love, because that's something Big Mom most likely would do. So I like that. I like seeing more characterization of Big Mom's personality and how she operates. Now, besides that, we also get a little bit more information on kind of the people that are going to be participating in the Tea Party. We get to see a lot of characters introduced overall, and I'm going to be honest with you, I don't remember all their names. I remember some of the designs. Like, I really love the Birdman. Like, the Birdman looks fucking badass. Like, that fucking man looks awesome. But, I mean, there's a lot of character introductions in this chapter, kind of setting up for, this big Tea Party, battle royale that's going to be happening very soon. And all these characters that were introduced are big names or big faces, a part of the underground world, and so most likely these characters might pop up eventually later down the road. Like, maybe not this arc, maybe not next arc, but maybe sometime down the road, like near the future at the end of One Piece or something, these characters might pop up once again because of their connections to the underground world and like how they can do these certain, trades and sells and stuff. Most likely they will be very important in the future. And I mean, I wonder how some of these characters are going to feel about the Vinsmokes being assassinated, because some of them do have connections with the Vinsmokes, and so if the Vinsmokes get assassinated, I wonder how they would feel about that. I mean, some of them obviously have loyalty to Big Mom and Vinsmokes, and I mean, most likely they're going to side with Big Mom's side because a lot of people fear her. But at the same time, though, I just wonder how they're going to feel if the Vinsmokes get completely assassinated or killed. I wonder if anyone's going to try to rise up and say, what the fuck you doing? Stop doing this or whatever, and they might result in their death. Something like that might happen. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I love you all so much. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.